GX BASECAMP platform. I built this about 1.5 years ago, and I've really been using it ever since. I made a video on it a while back, but I wanted to improve on that. So I was gonna walk through it real quick, talk about it a little bit. I mostly use my vehicle with a dog crate. So my dog's in here, Abby, comes with me just about everywhere I go. So I really wanted some kind of storage solution for having her crate, but still retaining a good bit of storage. You know, usually with a dog crate, you've got to stack stuff on top of it. And when I was pulling a dog crate in and out of this vehicle, putting in my wife's vehicle or putting it in the house, it became a lot of a hassle. By storing stuff up underneath it, I can pull the crate in and out easily without having to worry about moving things around or anything like that. Let me get this crate out of the way. We'll talk about the platform a little bit, talk about some options and things like that, and we'll go from there. So like I said, this is the GX BASECAMP platform. I mostly have my gear divided into these husky totes. Usually I'll have duct tape here kind of telling me what it is, but just got back from a hunting trip, so I'll kind of show you what I've got in here right now, how I use it, and then kind of talk through some other options. So in here I keep one tote of the larger flat size. I've got a second of the larger flat size tote, and then here on the other side I've got room for 2 of the smaller totes. Now, this is just how I use it if I'm camping or something like that. Again, I'm not always using it exactly the same. Sometimes I might just have one of these totes or 1 or 2 with some duffel bags, things like that. But because it's just this open shelf, I've got room to do whatever I want. This is also extremely efficient. With drawers, you've got a lot of wasted storage space on the sides. With this, I can shove stuff in every little nook and cranny and get all my gear in here. Another nice thing about this platform is that it lets you store larger items should you need to. So this thing just folds up out of the way here. And if I needed to store something taller, like a TV, something along those lines, that's pretty easy to do. It also gives me quick access to my gear. You know, if I wanted to get something that was way back here in the back, like my axe or something like that, I can do that easily without having to cram myself way back up in there. I forget what the manufacturer specifications on these husky totes are, but in all honesty, they are slightly too tall for what I've got going on here. They're still the best option in my opinion. From my WeatherTech floor liner to the bottom of this shelf, you've got about 10.5 inches, give or take. But when I pull it out, it does catch just a little bit. Now, I've done a little bit of things to remedy that. I've actually went in and pulled up the plastic that's underneath this floor liner. That gives me just a little more clearance. But honestly, if I didn't have the floor liner, that would probably be way better. I just wanted the floor liner for the added protection that it gives. This whole platform is really just constructed of extruded aluminum with T-channels in it. It really just bolts together. When you purchase the plans, he includes a comprehensive list of all the parts that you need. And he even includes links to a pre-made list. You can just order everything right there at once. Construction was very easy. I'd say it took me maybe 2 hours, 3 hours by myself. If you had a hand, it'd go by much more quickly. The only thing you'll need aside from what's on that list is a piece of plywood I had cut to shape. So as you can see, this is your main support. It connects to 2 beams that run all the way lengthwise. And these are nice because all you do is toggle this just like you would flipping your seats up or down. And that lets you pull this whole platform out if you'd like to. If I've got another set of hands, I can probably have this platform out in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can also add another folding piece that would go up here, and you could use that piece as a sleeping platform. So you'd sit your front seats down, or I guess your passenger seats down, and that sleeping platform would fold out. I've considered doing it with mine, but I really don't sleep in my vehicle a lot, so I haven't found that necessary. If you are carrying something large and wanted to fold up this entire panel here, these legs are easy to remove, so you can just lift it up, unscrew these legs, and stow them where they're out of the way as well. So this is from the back of the platform. I did want to show these support beams back here in the back. So again, these just run vertically, but they do take up a little bit of your side space. You know, that's about 1 inch. If it weren't for these, I'd have a little bit more room with my boxes. I wouldn't have to be quite so careful with placement. One small little modification I did make was to just install a little LED light bar here. I've actually got 2 of these. I've got one in my back door as well. These come in super handy when it's dark and I'm trying to find small items back here. Of course, if I've got these here, then they're in the way and I don't use the light, but it can come in very handy if I'm searching for small items back in this area. These are super simple. They just turn on with the push of a button and then toggle off as well. One thing that I've wanted to talk about, and I may make a more kind of in-depth video about, is how to build your rig or your vehicle to your needs. I see so many people that have vehicles that are done up to the nines, super fancy, big lift, all that kind of stuff, that really have no need for it. I know it looks cool, and I know we all want to spend money on stuff and we like gear, but building a vehicle to your needs is the most important thing. When I was looking at how to kind of address my storage back here, I had a couple options. One that I saw was the Mountain Passes off-road. It's very similar to this, but it comes prefabricated. There's nothing to put together. Prices just kept getting higher and higher due to shipping costs. Another option I looked at was either making my own or purchasing slider drawers. Ultimately, the reason I decided not to do a set of slider drawers here was because I wanted the ability to switch out my containers. Sometimes in here, I'll have these Husky totes. Sometimes I'll just have like loose things, duffel bags, stuff like that. So having this shelf with just open space underneath gives me a little bit more versatility in how I use this. The other thing is that I like the ability to take my storage out and move it when I'm camping or fishing, hunting, things like that. So with drawers, you've got these two drawers. And they're really not going anywhere. They're super efficient, super handy to get to stuff in them, but you can't move it or switch it out or anything like that. The other reason that I ended up going with this one is because it does give you the ability to haul a little bit larger items as well. That's pretty much all there is for this. I think my total price for materials and everything was somewhere around $300, $350. I think I purchased the plans for about $25. So in total, minus my time actually spent building it, I'm probably somewhere around the $400 mark, which if you compare it to some prefabricated stuff or drawers, things like that, then this is significantly cheaper. Again, build your vehicle out for your uses. This is the best option for me. It's probably not going to be the best option for you, or at least it may not be the best option for you. Build it out for your uses, how you're going to use it. If you're someone that's always camping in your vehicle, that's all you use your vehicle for, same camping gear every time, drawers are great. For me, I wanted something that would let me kind of change it up based on the scenario. And by just switching out these totes, I can go from a fishing trip to a hunting trip in a matter of minutes. Actually, just got back from a hunting trip 2 days ago, and I'm going muskie fishing this upcoming weekend. So part of the reason I'm doing this now is because I've got to switch all this gear out and get it swapped around.